Time to catch up on some sci-fi stuff. Here we go. Hey, there's Tom with Tom Tech Show, and today I'm kind of talking about Star Trek. I mean, I did go over and watch the uh, Comic-Con at Home panel of Star Trek, and I realized that they're gonna double and triple and quadruple down on the garbage that they're spewing. There's no, I had made a whole video. I mean, I I made this whole video. I mean, this thing is like it's 28 minutes long. I got tons of research and stuff that went and put into it, and everything else. And I realized, I just don't care that much about Star Trek anymore. I mean, I'll go back. I'll watch the original series. I'll watch Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager's kind of okay, and Enterprise is kind of okay. But those first three really had, the essence of what Star Trek was, you know, adventure, space. I mean, the reason I got into IT, into technology, was because of Star Trek and science fiction and stuff that I like. But that panel was just all about, you know, how woke we can be, what identity we need to, bring to the forefront, all of that stuff. And I'm just not into that. I mean, they actually said at one point, they said, "Oh, we're listening to the fans." I'm like, no, you're not. You haven't heard a word a fan has said, you know, since you brought out Discovery. You haven't heard anything or listened to any fan at all. So now with the new Lower Decks thing, which was just, I mean, I went on in this other video, I went on for like 5 minutes about it, and it's just garbage. It's just horribly garbage. They say, oh, this is going to bring more fans into, Star Trek. They're going to like, this is just going to bring everybody in because everybody's going to see this and think, oh, it's so great that we're going to want to watch all the other Star Trek. Well, it's going to be so great, but the only Star Trek that's going to be comparable to that in horribleness is your Discovery and Picard shows. If you want to go back to original series and Next Generation and have people watch those, they're going to go, wow, this is a completely different show. This is actually compelling. This is actually exploring, the human condition and human values and human, what it is to be human. Where now it's just like, oh, this person has, whatever condition and is this way and other stuff, and we got to single them out and bring them to the forefront and make this person all powerful without any training or any learning or anything else. Just boom, there you go. You can be on top for no reason. All this garbage. I mean, I watched three episodes of Discovery and said no. I watched all of Picard, and I think there was one episode that I kind of thought was okay. My reviews are all back in my channel. Um, but it's just, I go back now. I guess the great thing about right now, when the beer bug is going around, um, is that I'm going back and watching shows that have watched in the past. I've watched through all 8 seasons of Psych. That show is just hilarious to me. It is so funny. I can't even. It's so whacked and off the wall. And with all the theaters being closed, we've actually been going up to Goleta near here, uh, Santa Barbara area, and been going to the drive-in movies. And we're watching older. We watched last weekend we watched Back to the Future 1 and Back to the Future 3. A little double feature. Go there, boom, boom. Loads of fun. Absolute fun. You could sit there, you can relax, you can, throw down a bunch of popcorn and actually have some fun and not be pounded by some kind of message or some kind of ideology that you need to be forced into, agreeing with, otherwise you're a bad person. Which was another thing that was in the panel was, what's the one thing that you would bring from Star Trek to, you know, the world today? And they're, of course, oh, all inclusionary. We got to be all inclusionary of everybody and everything else. And what they're really saying is everyone has to think like we do, otherwise they're bad people. Which goes kind of completely against, Star Trek way back when was about, they had the Vulcan Idic, infinite diversity in infinite combination. And that was not taking other people's ideas and thoughts and beliefs and destroying them. It's bringing them those differencing ideas, the differences, and bringing them to forefront and see how they can harmonize together and work together to form this infinite diversity and infinite combination. Where today the message is you must think like we think, otherwise you're horrible. So, and that's more of what we get from the panel and everything else. It was just more an ad for, some group, throughout they had ads for, some group. I'm sure if you saw it, you know what ad they were talking about, but just, I'm, I'm just done kind of over everything with Star Trek. And now, of course, there's someone who thinks they're going to be coming after, you know, the Orville, saying that now the Orville is canceled after season 3. Well, I don't. Then the place to go is, of course, the amazing and wonderful uh, Tom Constantino. So he is one of the producers, and he interacts with fans. And this is the difference, really, the difference that between the Star Trek people and the Orville people. If you come at the Star Trek people and say, I don't really agree with this that you guys did in the episode. I thought it could have been a little bit different and stuff. You'll be harassed and hounded and called every name in the book. If you go and do that to one of the Orville people, they'll say, "Wow, that was a good idea. Wow, thanks for bringing that out. Let's talk about it. It's a completely different environment." But here, I mean, he comes down and they post this reference, Dewey defeats Truman, which was historically where the newspaper printed the wrong winner of the presidential race, saying that this is kind of fake news. So, and that's kind of what he's saying. The producer said my scoop is not true, but they admitted. So they're admitting that they don't know if season 4 is happening. Well, of course we don't know if season 4 is happening, because most TV shows you don't know until the end of one season, and then they go through the roundups of taking the shows basically to where a group where they try and sell the shows to all the people who want to buy commercials, and then if nobody buys the commercials for your show, then your show's evidently going to get obviously would get canceled. So, but all that right now, because of the fun of the beer bug, all that's up in the air, right? I mean, definitely uh, the Orville has a huge fan base. They have a huge Twitter following. They interact so well with all of their fans and stuff. I don't, I could see what would be nice. I mean, even if Hulu doesn't pick it up, like shows have moved around. It's already gone from Fox now to Hulu, and Seth MacFarlane has his new deal for $20 million at NBC. Hey, we'll buy. You don't like the Orville? Fine, we'll buy it off you and put it on NBC. Be like the first show I think that moved, from three three different TV stations, kind of thing. So I have hope and pretty much think that the Orville is going to stick around for a little while, just because of the fan base and the people that are working on it are really passionate about it, and I think it's good. It's definitely going to. It's like many of us. It's our new Star Trek. I mean, I have my calendar back here that I keep. I buy all the new calendars for every year, and I buy all the comic books. I think the new comic books are coming out soon. So just great writing, great story, great all of that is just all in, yeah, all in on the Orville. That's it. I'm just all in on Orville. All right, so Star Trek to me is go. Star Trek has gone the way of Star Wars, and I've been going back, like I said, watching old TV shows and everything else, and that's been really great. Being able to rediscover some things, and the Orville fits right in with all of that because it's fun, it's compelling, the effects and everything are just amazing. So no Star Trek, all Orville. All right, what do you think? Do you think Star Trek can turn it around? Do you think somebody can buy them away? I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure there's going to be at least another couple seasons of the Orville, just from the knowing the fan base, that's out there. We're really supportive. It's an amazing show. All right. Well, thanks for listening and watching, and take care.